Right, now, look, listen. All you gotta do is open the Oh, for crying out loud. Boys, I know, I'm sorry, it's Friday, not Wednesday. For those that didn't know, I was having a small break from YouTube during the course of this week, hence FTW's a little bit late, but as per usual, from next week and every week onwards, it'll be in the middle of the week. Now, I don't know how we've done this, because let's be honest, I talk utter honk on a daily basis, but there's now 150,000 of you, and that is actually genuinely quite unfathomable. So I've got to say a massive thank you to you all, like, the support on this series as well, which I didn't really expect to do that well, if I'm gonna be honest with you, has been really sick. So thank you for being open-minded and thank you for being supportive as always. It seems though that not everyone in the football world is as loving as I am on this glorious day. Now picture the scene. Juventus are facing Cagliari in Serie A. Moise Kean is about to tap in from a mere yard out of goal and he celebrates by standing in front of the Cagliari fans. Why, I hear you ask? Because he was getting racially abused all game. Honestly, I can make this its own segment every week at this rate. So a decent chunk of the Cagliari supporters have been aiming monkey chants at Moise Kean throughout the entirety of the game. He obviously scores the goal to basically put the game to bed and then stands in front of them as a sort of, well, now what you saying, boys. Interestingly enough, a lot of the opposition players push him away more for his own protection, really, and then Bonucci comes over and shoves him very over the top. Spoiler alert, it's about to become very clear why he did that. So after the game, Leonardo Bonucci's asked about the whole situation and unbelievably, he says that the blame is 50-50. Basically, he says that the young Italian 19-year-old was asking for it because he celebrated in front of them. What about the other 83 minutes of the game, Leonardo's son? Yeah, so basically, what I'm saying is he should have expected it. He celebrated in front of them, but they were racially abusing him from the start. So how can you sort of explain that one? As far as I'm concerned, he chose his skin color, didn't he? He was asking for it. You're a f***ing idiot. Now, I'm mixed race, for those that don't know, okay? I'm half black, and I've obviously kept tabs a lot on this. In Italian football, it seems to be rife, and it never seems really to be punished by anybody. It's happened with Balotelli, it's happened with Montari when he was playing against Cagliari, interestingly. Is it time for the Italian FA to actually start doing something? Is it time for black players to boycott the league? All I know is there's absolutely never, ever, ever any justification for racial abuse. Moise Kean can celebrate however he wants to, having gone through that all game. He should be able to slap a member of the crowd with his physical ballsack if he wants to. The whole of England offered more support than any of his teammates apart from Blaise Matuidi. Ian Wright had some choice words for Bonucci, which he won't understand in fairness. Raheem Sterling pretty much said it's laughable and Balotelli said he'd slap him up if he saw him, so I mean, even Borussia Dortmund's Twitter got in on the act, which must be even more of a slap to the face for Cagliari fans given they've actually got black in their handle. Neil's left the oven on, clearly. So Cardiff got absolutely cheated out of a victory against Chelsea. A goal early on in the second half from Camarasa was cancelled out by one of the worst linesman decisions I've ever seen. As Piliqueta is genuinely considered in East London, he's so far offside. Although on review, it looks A-okay to me. Drop the linesman. Drop the linesman from Premier League activity for a couple of weeks, otherwise these things are going to keep happening. Cardiff could quite easily go down purely because of that decision alone. Callum Hudson-Odoi looked absolutely delighted from the bench. In other news, Tottenham gifted us a win in the league in probably the most Tottenham fashion you've ever seen. A match official was spotted celebrating the goal, but we don't need to talk about that. We're not buying the league. We're not buying. To be honest, it doesn't even matter anyway. Manchester City won their game in hand against Cardiff, so they've now gone top of the table. But a joke's on them because they weren't able to sell all their tickets for the FA Cup semi-finals. They've had to send 2,000 of them back. That's a lie. The joke's not on them at all. They're top of the table and they're in a cup final. Just let me have this one.
Postman, pattern man, front door, rapping man up. Anything DPD get what? Royal Mail, stamping man up.
I'm not being funny, but if Paul Pogba does that, you're hearing about it for the next 3 months. So the Old Firm derby was on during the course of the weekend, and it was your usual shenanigans, really. Celtic ended up beating Rangers 2-1, but is that really what anyone cares about? Not at all. Ryan Kent ended up smacking Scott Brown in the face during the game. One thing I love about Scottish football is that someone can literally wind up a left jab and the referee's like, nah, a little bit late, but I'll allow it. Rangers' Ryan Kent has been offered a 2-match ban for hitting out at Celtic captain Scott Brown. It, to be honest, doesn't sound like a very good deal to me, Ryan. I'd turn it down, Chief. Now, another player who's going to be banned is Rangers forward Alfredo Morelos. He was sent off during this game, and that's the 5th time this season. 5 red cards. It's not even the end of the season yet. Just stop being aggressive, man. It's not difficult. Now, Alfredo, look, listen. You've had 21 cards, all right, this season. Si, senor. We're playing Celtic, all right? I need you to keep your head, okay? I know tensions are going to be high. It's the Old Firm derby, but I need you to stay on the pitch, okay? Si, senor. All right, good. I'm glad the message has got through. Best of luck for the game. You're absolutely hopeless, man. And I know there's a lot of hatred, but whether you're a Celtic fan or a Rangers fan, at least we can all agree that this man's a nonce. Back to England, Huddersfield are down after defeat to Crystal Palace, and Fulham have joined them after a loss against Watford.
Let's go!
All jokes aside, I did actually expect Fulham to keep pace with Wolves this season. You look at their squad, they've got a pretty proven goal scorer in lower teams like Mitrovic. They've got a very good winger in Andre Schürrle. Ryan Sessegnon, one of the most sought-after young players in England. You've got Jean-Michel Seri in the middle of the park. Even with Huddersfield, you know, star-studded players like Juninho Bacuna, Jon Gorenc Stankovic, Alex Pritchard, Elias Kachunga. Who am I kidding? They've been doomed from the start. On a serious note though, relegation isn't a laughing matter. I do apologise, and I wish both teams the best of luck in the Championship. Hopefully you both can return to the Premier League very soon. Still 0-0 time though now, and boy have I got a treat for you. Unprecedented scenes here today, as we have got not 1 but 2 clips to go through. First of all, we've got what's been dubbed as the best free kick of all time, which is not a bad review. So there's 3 players stood over the ball. Number 7 looks as if he's about to take it, runs over, and then gets frustrated that he doesn't get the ball, distracts the defenders, and it's a beautiful little move into the back of the net. That is astonishing. I think that is genuinely the best training ground set piece I've actually ever seen. The best thing, the absolute best thing about this clip as well, is the way the number 7 looks genuinely annoyed and actually swears at the fact that he doesn't get the ball from the original taker. Get this man a Best Supporting Act Oscar right now. The way he purposefully swears to distract all the defenders and the fans, and then it leads to such a beautiful move. The absolute pinnacle of Sunday League shithousery. Also, I thought, picture the scene, you're winning by a point with a minute to go, knowing that a victory will see you avoid relegation to the 4th tier. What do you do? Quite frankly, disgraceful. So over in Morocco, we've just had a goal scored by the team here in white. Having seen the celebration from Mario Balotelli for Marseille a few weeks ago, they took inspiration and decided to take a selfie as a team. Now, unfortunately for them, they decided to do it in their own half, which means the referee can technically allow play to go on. The other team took the kickoff whilst none of the outfielders for the team in white were on the pitch, went up the other end, got a penalty and scored it to equalise. Basically, just stop taking selfies as celebrations, kids. Meanwhile, Jordan Pickford's been in a scrap on a night out. A boxman out, man. Wait, no, actually knock you out. Are you mad? The thing about this clip, there's no context from beforehand because the guy that he gets in a fight with was basically taunting him and provoking him for ages beforehand. Just don't be an idiot. Like, just stop abusing celebrities, man. Everyone always says that celebrities are so far removed from normal people, but then they get outraged that they react in a normal way, like getting in a fight when abused. Realistically, you weren't talking like that to him when he was saving a penalty in the shootout of the World Cup against Colombia, so let's have a bit more respect, boys. But let's end with some good news. First of all, Adel Taarabt has now made his debut for Benfica 4 years after signing for them. And finally, Harry Maguire is a dad. It's the happy ending to a meme. I don't know if you remember at the World Cup when he was giving the eyes to some girl in the crowd. That was 9 months ago exactly, so that night must have been a pretty raucous one. That though is it for FTW this week, and I hope you have enjoyed. Once again, apologies, it's slightly late, but as I said, having a little bit of a break from YouTube. It'll be back to being in the middle of each week from next time onwards. If you enjoyed this video though, slap a like on it, subscribe if you're new to the channel, it's the big red button under the video. You can also follow me on social media these days too. My Twitter and Insta are at @theofficialfng and links are down below. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.